So while my friend over here is holding his breath, I want to talk to you about another species that's holding its breath. It's actually the dwarf wedge mussel down in the Chesapeake Bay. And this is a really important part of our bay's ecosystem because the dwarf wedge mussel actually is a filter for the entire bay. That's a lot of water to be filtering. In case you weren't aware, the Chesapeake Bay is one of the world's largest estuaries. That means the body of water where there is fresh and salt water coming in together. And that dwarf wedge mussel, his job is to filter out things like the metals, the bacteria, and keep the water clean and fresh for all the other animals that live there. Now, the problem is that this bay is being fed by one of our own local rivers. And unfortunately, that river is putting chemicals into the water that's suffocating our poor dwarf wedge mussel. Oh, I'm glad you stopped holding your breath. You're working there for a little bit.
60% of the total freshwater flow to the Chesapeake Bay originates from the Susquehanna River, more than any other river in the Bay watershed. Based on data from the U.S. Geological Survey, this river discharges about 18 billion gallons of fresh water each day, a volume equivalent to filling Baltimore's M&T Stadium more than 70 times daily. This amount of fresh water flowing into the bay can vary widely. Over the past 40 years, the daily average fluctuates from about 0.3 or 0.3 of a gallon to more than 720 billion gallons of water a day.
Whoa! Whew. Sorry, I was just got excited thinking about, the dwarf wedge mussels and all those things you're talking about.
They are exciting. I'm excited about them.
It's really, like days like today, I just want to be outside.
Enjoy.
Breathing air again. That was so hard holding my breath for that long. That was not a comfortable experience.
No, I don't recommend you do that anymore, honestly.
It was almost like out of body. I felt like I was talking to myself.
Yeah, that is weird. That's super creepy. Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm excited that we know all of this, but what can we do to help?
Well, there's
Hold on,
lots
wait.
of...
If we're gonna be on camera, I need to fix myself a little bit here.
Oh, wait. What are you doing?
My hair is
okay,
like
but
windblown. I feel very...
This is not chemical free.
No.
So when you spray it, those chemicals go into the air. Eventually they come down in the form of rainfall, and then that rainfall ends up in the bay, which is one of the reasons why our dwarf wedge mussels aren't breathing right now, doing their job, filtering the water we're all going to need later from the Chesapeake Bay.
I'm sorry. I'm never gonna.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to the dwarf wedge mussel.
I'm sorry. Dwarf wedge mussels. So I feel like I hear you saying that one thing we can do to help is research some of the products we use, like cosmetic products, cleaning products, and decide if we can find like less chemical heavy versions of those things.
Absolutely. You want to be really careful with the chemicals you're putting on your body, because even when you go and take a shower, that water is washed off of you and eventually finds its way down to the bay.
This one's very bad. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm glad I stopped you before you went too far. Your hair looks great, by the way, anyhow.
Thank you.
I wouldn't even worry about that
I'm
spray.
not going to worry about it anymore. All right,
For sure.
cool. So what else can we do to help? Because I feel like we should do something. Knowledge is power.
Well, I was also thinking, in terms of air pollution, a lot of us with these large lawns, we mow them with like these super big tractors, and like our lawnmowers are actually the leading source of pollution, air pollution, as opposed to cars.
That's terrible.
Yeah, so I'd recommend people start with electric lawnmowers or a manual push mower.
Those are cool, actually.
Or scissors. The old school style, and then you could just take care of your lawn. I mean, this would be a little bit more of a tedious, but it could be an act of love. I feel like the mussel would appreciate your sacrifice.
Whatever it takes to save the mussel. But here's the thing, I want the mussel to survive. I'm going to talk to my school about some better options than our gas-powered lawnmower.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
The electric versions can save time and money by using the autonomous ones that mow the lawns by themselves.
So it's like win-win.
Win-win.
Is there anything else we can do to help?
Well, speaking of lawns, you gotta be really careful what we put on our lawns, whether it's pesticides, whether it's fertilizers, or even in the case of some like dog feces or cat or just any of that stuff.
Why are people putting them on their lawns?
Well, they kind of like the dogs put them there, but then people don't pick them up and dispose of them properly.
Sure.
All of those things will wash down into our waterways and can cause some serious problems when they end up downstream in the bay.
Gross.
Really a disgusting, not positive thing.
So we need to be more conscientious of like where we are disposing of all kinds of waste.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And being more conscientious about following the instructions on your hopefully all natural fertilizers. because you want them to be fully absorbed by the ground and not washed downstream.
Alright. We're gonna make a difference.
We are.
We're gonna save the mussels.
Because if you don't,
What?
our ecosystems won't be as healthy. Yes, and let's look and see where the water from here runs off to. Check it.
I'm gonna take all my very bad products.
Wow. Gorgeous, right?
Right? It's amazing. It's beautiful. Look at all the animals. I feel like this is just the way it's supposed to be.
And I love seeing ecosystems like this where they're healthy and they're thriving and the water is clean.
It's beautiful. And somewhere you want to spend time, like looking and appreciating what's around you.
And not only can you spend time here, but it's also a valuable resource. It's drinking water for our cities. It's sport fishing for people who are into that. It's really important to have these kind of natural resources here in our country.
I love sport fishing, personally. It's like my favorite.
I'm glad we have these resources available for you to sport fish.
Swimming.
Swimming.
Yes, all kinds of fun things. Boats.
It makes me think like the dwarf wedge mussel. Cleaning this water makes it better for all those activities. And if they don't survive, we're all going to be at a loss.
No, I hear you, and I feel like we can't let that happen.
No.
Knowledge is power.
Take
we
a
have to
stance.
take what we've learned. We have to do something about it.
Absolutely.
We're going to.
I know for me,
Yeah.
I'm going to be more careful with the fertilizer I put on my lawn and how I mow it to try and reduce the air pollution.
I'm going to be less vain. I'm going to find hairspray that's not bad for the environment. It's important. And I'm going to talk to our school about the whole gas lawnmower thing. Those things are enormous, and I'm sure they're not doing anything good for the environment.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to them about it.
And I really feel like if we ask our viewers also help out too, you can make a difference for your world and your neighborhood.
Sure, if every school switched from gas mowers to electric mowers.
Or to natural fertilizer from the chemicals we use.
If every girl bought hairspray that was better for the environment, safe and organic.
Then they would be beautiful and our earth too.
And we'd still have our mussels.